Oi oi, welcome to Jerry Bogywogywogyman's Alchemist. I'll just be going over a PvE build. The first thing, pretty much everyone uses the same sort of standard build. This build will focus mostly on raids, anomalies, maybe distortions, because it's all the same build. So I might as well do the old choices. I just call them the green ones and the purple ones. Purple ones are obviously PvP. I just call this the, I don't know, flying AoE, pretty awesome. This one costs a hell of a lot of energy and knocks all the enemies down, but you can't spam it because you don't have the same talents. If you have this one, secondary emissions, you can do this. Wee woohoo! So as you can see, sometimes I can fly for free, which makes it, in terms of damage, vastly superior to this one, because I can literally cast it 3 or 4 times. The third ability, now this is where you do actually have kind of choices. Okay, this one, you throw this gas canister, then it blows up and paralyzes them. Does pretty mediocre damage. It looks cool, but I just don't like it. Janice Essence. This one just does a pool of acid. Not sure how long the acid, the movement speed reduction lasts. It's not bad. Some people I know say this is quite good for PvP, especially if you combo it with this talent. Basically, just get poisoned if you crit. Reflect. Reflect is, to be honest, stupidly overpowered. This is probably where, especially in raids and against strong bosses, this is where the majority of your damage will come from, because if you have this talent, you do 180% more reflect damage, and if you have this one, get it back quicker. So I'll quickly show you what this one does. So it basically means whilst you have this up, you basically get extra cooldown. So as you can see, but look how fast the cooldown is. So you only need to protect yourself with your normal shield. Okay, so this lasts like 10 seconds. I will go over the defensive combos in a bit. Okay, so I'm back on my reflex shield. Not bad, 11 seconds cooldown for the reflect, so laughing. Freaking awesome. Skipjack. Skipjack is tons of fun. Have I got a build with it on? Okay, Skipjack I would use in conjunction with immobilization. I'll just quickly, I'm sure you guys can imagine. What we do with Skipjack is you get to fly, and with the talent it will paralyze the enemies. So he's actually paralyzed, but you can use it 3 times if you're quick enough. So you can quickly paralyze a bunch of stuff, especially in anomalies. This can really help the tank out if for whatever reason they just can't aggro pull and the mobs are sort of melee range. You can quickly just paralyze a whole group, and as you saw, it does last quite a long time. I really like that ability. However, you would be losing your reflex shield. The other thing about Alchemist, you literally can't get aggro. I haven't found any ways of pulling aggro, so you can't force yourself to really get hit. So you can only really use this against, like, for example, AoE attacks and, I don't know, damage over time and a bunch of other stuff that various monsters, bosses do to you. Okay, the ultimates. This is just stupidly overpowered. So, can increase your team's damage by 45% for 10 seconds. However, used in a team, if you, for example, if you used it, the next, or all the alchemists would be unable to use their biotrap for a whole minute. Transformation. Transformation just really sucks. Basically, you turn into like a werewolf monster, and you keep doing single target damage, which gets faster and faster and faster, but the damage is just so bad. Mass transformation just sucks. Let's go for this one. Protective shell. This is just your main shield and removes crowd control. Pretty awesome. Pretty simple to use. Stimulant injection. This is AK steroids. Yeah, basically this is when you literally put like stuff like drugs to the player. If you use this in conjunction with loading dose, you can use it twice. Just as a general rule, always double buff people. So you give them 160% extra damage. Terminal. Terminal makes people invincible to all damage and crowd control for 4 seconds. So it's absolutely awesome. If you use this, it has extra range. Oh, sorry, crowd control for 3 seconds. And yeah. One thing with Terminal is basically it's got a group cooldown, so you can't really use it that well with 2 alchemists. You might as well just let 1 alchemist maintain this buff and do the timing perfectly. Energy shower. Every 90 seconds, increase damage to everyone who's close enough. 9 seconds. This one's pretty simple. Basically, I'll just quickly show you it. You glow red. So it's pretty simple to see if it's on or not. So if you're with a bunch of other alchemists, you're glowing red. Don't spam it. Save it. Right and left click. Basically, what you usually do is do 8 left clicks and then 1 right click, and you do like a little explosion. And then the alternate, this is like the AoE move. You do this like 5 times, and then you do a left click to detonate it. To be honest, Alchemist's damage is just not very good. So obviously it's nice to get all your combos perfect, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. One great thing about Alchemist is doing all your buffs consumes or requires very, very little energy, which is pretty awesome. To be honest, I think that's about it for builds. Oh, the ultimate number plus because I'm pro. The ultimate, you just heal everyone. I'll quickly go over the talents quick. Okay, so I already did this one. Basically, you get more energy back with this. Doping. Energy shower. Basically, the main thing is gives people extra speed and infinitive dashes. This is pretty good. However, most of the time I do use energy shower it's in conjunction with all my damage buffs. So in my mind, why would people need to dash around too much? They should really already be in the fight. Obviously, against certain bosses that can be huge and big maps, they might want to do a few dashes to get in the fight, I guess, or run faster. So it's a nice ability to have. Oh, this one's quite good. Basically, the more slimes you get, they do extra damage. They do like a little slime army. So when you do slimes, you literally, I don't think I can spam it about on a target. So what you do is you just go all out like this. You spam it. You always make your energy like high, and you do a whole slime army. I need a little bit of energy. Oh, one thing I will mention before I forget. Okay, so whenever you dash, you then get the Q option to do. Not sure what you want to call. I don't know what it's called. Like an extra dash. So that can be quite nice. I don't tend to use it that often. It is pretty cool. And it can save you, especially if you need to travel a decent amount of distance. The execution just, I wouldn't, it has nice range, but I wouldn't bother stealing it off other characters. This is PvP. We already talked about this one. Because your damage is crap, who cares if you can use an ability for free? Extra reflect. Oh, it's called hopping. So yeah, every time you lose 20%, you can hop for free. I can't remember where it says it, but for an alchemist to use their aura buff, so alchemists naturally give people, I can't remember exactly, I think it's 20% of their max HP straight away for doing nothing, on top of all the characters in the team. And I'm not sure, but they might give some damage. You don't want to run too far away from people. Okay, this one is very, very hard to see proc, because basically my shield's got to a point where my shield lasts the full 10 seconds. But in the early days, this used to get almost destroyed, and basically you get it back immediately or something. I don't know. It just works also. Basically, if your shield gets destroyed, spam it. This just reduces damage if you had mass. We're not using that. That's well, that's alright. PvP. Basically it just gives you a bigger pull and a quicker recharge. You need this for terminal. Not using this one, but this one, as I showed you, is pretty awesome. Inflicts more damage to shields. It's very rare that you fight PvE stuff that has shields. And again, even if you wanted to take out a shield, you'd be best at buffing like a proper damage dealer who can take shields like, ooh, a berserker. This is what I showed you. You can use it again for free. This is like my favourite ability ever. Killing a monster gives you extra stuff. Well, it lasts longer. I suppose this one is quite nice, but I don't really bother using it. So my standard one, true formula, accelerated synthesis, loaded dice, defensive algorithm, selective procedure, matter transformation, steadying effect, and secondary emissions. Admittedly, for raids, our damage is kind of low anyway, so we could probably get rid of accelerated synthesis and get doping to help out our team a little bit, or Again, if we're fighting bosses, I suppose we could get away with matter transformation, or even, I suppose, bosses you don't really need AoE. You could probably get toxic slime. But mix it up anyway. Equipment. Okay, the main hand is always stimulating injection, aka steroids. I haven't seen any epic legendary stuff. 8 seconds is the best you'll get for a while, so just get that. The offhand, you want your terminal to be as quick as possible. Amulets, I'll be honest, I don't even read amulets. Again, I just want my HP, aka stamina, as high as I can possibly get it, because then I won't die, and my shield to be stronger. Rings, I'm just going strength, luck, accuracy, and health bonus. I suppose health bonus is basically your main one for support, because it makes your shield stronger. Accuracy or crit, either one will do. I think that's about it for... let me have some fun. I've got some nice pictures. Okay, so provinces. Okay, so these are my standard ones. As you can see, I'm Wallet Warrior, and I've got 2 double ones. Muhaha. Now, there is a little bit of an issue with shield power. Shield power basically only works on yourself. So, and it's capped at 25%. 3 times 7.5 is 22.5, I think. Yeah, I can count. So, you could either have 22.5 and another stat, or cap at 25. I personally was like, my damage is so crap, I'm just going to cap at 25. Okay, so if you only have the ability to get 1 chapel of everything, I honestly would try to go more tanky. So more tanky would be endurance and adaptation. So for this one, you've got a choice of the 2. I would go adaptation just so you're a bit more balanced. So adaptation does multiple hits, I think, and then endurance is the big hit. Okay, so yeah, endurance is a big hit. Adaptation is multiple hits. Okay, so the reason why I love shield power is shield power works in conjunction with all your shields. So the shield you put on yourself, dash shield, and impulse shield. I think there's another shield, but I can't think what that shield is. So I would like to have a 25% stronger, for example, dash, impulse, or proper shield, at least for my own self. Because the less damage I take, the longer I'll live, the better support I can hopefully provide. Alternatively, you could just go damage. Be like balls against the wall, like, go for it, go for it. So this, if I was going to go a little bit more damage, as you see, I'd go max crushing blow. Yeah, I need to get that purple. So you could go a little bit more damage. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I forgot my little. I forget. We'll do skill rotations later. Let's do symbols. So for symbols, again, you might as well not really worry about damage. Okay, so class symbols. The best one at the moment in the game is Paladin symbol. Stops you getting one-shotted, keeps you alive. You'll probably max out Alchemist. Light Binder gives you an extra shield. Knight, which I will max out next week hopefully, basically reduces or reduces crowd control. Have a read. Okay, yeah, it reduces the effect it has on you. Okay, support symbols. Technically, they just don't exist. The amount of support symbols that actually give support are pretty much non-existent. So what I deem a support symbol is red alert. Combat consumables recharge 15 at stage 1 and 30% faster. So if you let any teammate, let's say you're doing a 10-man, let them do the first revive, which will put the team revive on a 5-minute cooldown. But for you, if you've got this to max, it will only be a 3-minute cooldown. So remember, let your teammates do the first revive and you always do the second. And the next one I deem kind of support is impact. When you get a critical hit, you can knock someone out. Pretty awesome. So what you would do, or what I like to do, is run into the middle of a group and then spam 2. If I get a crit, I'm going to knock them out and I'm going to stun them. Whilst they're stunned, they're not doing damage to the tank, so the tank is happy. And it also means you can deal some damage and fly around and it's cool. Paralyzing shock. Again, what I like to do is